Okay folks, so I'm going to tie a wee buzzer pattern. That's it there. Just been tying some of these this morning. It's a wee simple buzzer pattern. The hook I have on the vise is a size 12 Czech nymph hook. The thread that I'm going to use to start tying the fly is Ultra Thread in 70 by UTC in black. So I'm just going to come in and get the thread started behind the eye of the hook. Just knock on a few turns and then remove your waist tag of thread. Now I'm going to give an impression of a small shock or breathers in the back of the fly, whatever you like to call it. And to do that I'm using the Uni-Stretch floss in white. So just cut a length off and just come in and tie this in. Now I want to keep the Uni-Stretch floss coming down, following the curve of the top of the shank of the hook. Now to do that I'm just going to spin my thread anti-clockwise, and that'll flatten the thread out for me. And then I'm just going to bring my thread down, tying in the floss. Just want to try and keep it on the top the best I can. Now I'm going to bring this round until the thread's nearly heading round the bend, and then I'm going to trim this about 2-3 mil just to create a small shock at the back, and then I'll just come up and trim off the top part. Now the body is the black floss, but to rib that I'm going to use the Peacock and Orange Uni mailer in size 14. So I'm just going to take a length of this off the spool. Now I want the peacock side, so I need to tie it in with the orange side facing myself. So I'll just come up, get this one turn to hold it. I'm just going to pull it in what's the length of the body, and then just simply run your thread up, tying in your tinsel. Now I want to try and get some sort of small taper on the fly. So I'm just going to spin my thread anti-clockwise again, and then I'm going to bring the thread down halfway to there, and then back up. I'm going to spin my thread again anti-clockwise, bring it back up, spin it again anti-clockwise, and then bring my thread down halfway to there, and then back up. Now that's enough for me. And then I'm just going to bring up my mylar, probably looking 5 or 6 turns. The mylar tinsel up the body, and then I'm just going to keep the whole of your tinsel, just fly it across with your thread, and then a couple of turns just to secure that, and just come in and trim away your tinsel. I'm just going to whip finish off at this stage. Just going to need to protect the body. I'm not going to use UV resin, I'm simply just going to varnish the body, and the reason for this is I like to face this fly as close to the surface as possible, and I don't want to be adding any excess weight or bulk to the fly. So I'm just going to come in, wee coat of varnish, just on the body, and then we'll let that dry. Now I'm just going to take this out, face, hang it there, let it dry. Right. This is one I done earlier, so I've just been comparing these, sitting doing maybe half a dozen or so bodies. Right, let's get this into the vase. Okay, happy enough with that. Now the thread I'm going to finish off with is a Uni Thread 801 black, and it's just because it's a rounder thread, it's easier to control at the eye. I'm just going to tie a few turns on a thread, take away the waist tag, bring it back down halfway. Now I'm going to have a wing case or a thorax cover, whichever you like to call it, and I'm just using just the rest of this feather up. This is a cock hen feather, just the tail. I'm just going to rip off a few of the feathers from the stem, the fibres. I don't want the tips, I'm just going to trim those away. I want to get this as flat as possible. Now I'm just going to round with a couple of loose turns, and I'm going to pull this in a wee bit. I want to keep it flat. I'm just going to tie it in just down to the end of the body where I finish the body off, and bring the thread back up. Just tying in the fibre. Now the thorax is going to be peacock herl, and this is just peacock herl dyed black. I'm doing 3 strands here, so now the weakest part of the peacock herl is the tips, so just knock those away. And after this, up to the hook, 1 turn to hold, pull them in the length of the thorax, and then just tie these in nice and tight. And you can bring up your peacock herl. Now you want to bring your peacock herl the opposite way. It's a weak fibre. This will just give it a wee bit more strength. Now how thick or bulbous you like your head, it's up to you. I just like to get a few turns in to there. I'm just going to follow it across with my thread. 1 turn onto the peacock herl, a couple of turns onto the hook, 1 turn over the peacock herl onto the hook, the same again, just to secure that in. Then I'll just come in with my scissors and just trim away the excess of the peacock herl. Just going to stroke this back a bit, get a bit of thread down, a bit of a foundation for the haggle. There'll be a haggle on the fly at the front. Now the haggle I'm using is just a domestic hen haggle. It's just a wee domestic hen haggle cape I have, and I like the colours in it. It's got the white tips, then the white up the centre of the stem, and a bit of black in it. So that's why I'm using it. So just going to come in, stroke back the fibres to reveal the tip, just like that. And then just going to offer this up, a couple of turns in to hold it. I'm going to fold back the tip. I'm going to bring the thread back up over the tip on the haggle. Now, slide my fingers back there, the tip will pop out, you can remove it. Now the turns, the haggle's entirely up to yourself, but on a fly this size, this wee size 12, I'm just going to put in just going to put 2 in. 2's enough for me. There, and then I'm just going to follow it around with my thread. Get a nice tight turn in. And another couple. Now, just coming at this stage, nice pair of sharp scissors. Just remove the stem. Anything that wants to go forward, just stroke it back. Come in with nice tight turns of thread now. Now, all you're looking to do is just bring your thorax cover over. And while you're bringing it over, just stroke back your feathers of your haggle. Bring it straight over the back, and then just come around with a turn of thread to hold it in place. And a couple of nice tight turns to secure. Now, just show you it. Sit there. Separates the feather for you of the hen haggle. Right, or a couple of turns just to make sure it stays in position for us. Nice pair of sharp scissors again. Just come in and trim away the excess of the hen or the cock pheasant tail. Right, just build your head up at this point. Nice neat head. Don't be shy with the size of the heads on a buzzer. It's part of the fly. Now keeping your thread tight. Just come in with your whip finishing tool and just simply throw in a couple of whip finishes. Pull your thread tight and just trim away the thread. Now, just to finish off, just going to put a wee bit of varnish on the head. Bit too much there. Oops, come in. A bit of varnish on the head to seal everything up for you. Now, like I say, don't worry if you get any in the eye. Clean that out in a second. Bit of wire here. Just use this bit off the spool. Just come in. Just clean that out. Clean the eye out. There you go. That's the wee buzzer. I like the face set close to the surface. It's just like a wee hatch in a merger. Midge pupa. So look, give the fly a wee go, and hopefully I can catch you a few fish.